Hey, how's it going everyone? This is Lam here. In today's Fuji Friday, I definitely want to talk to you more about the X-Pro3. We're starting to get a lot more information about that camera system, and some of it is kind of mind-boggling, so I just want to share with you some of my thoughts. The biggest one, of course, is the new screen or the new design of the screen, because it flips down and then you can actually use the screen. You definitely want to head over to FujiRumors.com. I'll post one of the pictures, but they have a few more and you definitely want to look at them. But it's just a very interesting design, and for the life of me, having read comments all over the internet, I still don't understand like which user group asked for this type of feature and how I actually made into a production camera, because it has to pass, all of the management checks in order to make it into a big camera. And this is a made in Japan camera, which means it's going to be a premium camera, and it's going to be made for probably quite a long time, 2 to 3 year time span. So it's going to stay out there for quite a while. I really can't see a user group that asked specifically for this feature and how it's going to be useful for many situations. It does flip down, which means it's going to be further away from your face, which means there's less chance of you contacting the touchscreen on your face. Maybe that is a benefit, but I'm kind of grasping at straws in order to find a benefit, and that's never a good sign. I'm really hoping that when they actually present the camera, not really release it, they can kind of tell us what the benefits are, because I still don't see it. I don't see the demographics just, jumping on there, seeing it as revolutionary. It seems like they're doing their best to hide the LCD screen away from you when you're taking pictures. That might be something that people want from a throwback type of perspective, but again, kind of grasping at straws in what are the benefits of the screen actually folding downwards instead of to the side, which we've seen plenty of camera systems fold the screen out to the side in which they can articulate any way they want, but they didn't go with that specific design. So I am very interested on how they're going to market this specific type of design and what the benefits are, because maybe I'm just not seeing it. But if you have definite benefits of this type of design, definitely leave it in the comments below, because I would love to read them, because I'm kind of struggling here with this type of LCD design. The next rumor that I want to talk about is that the X-Pro3 will be coming out with a new film simulation. That's really interesting, because the XH1 came out with the Eterna film simulation, and that was the last one, and that simulation was geared specifically for video, shooting that flat picture profile so that you can edit it later. So there was a specific purpose for that film simulation. So with this new one, there has to be a specific intent for this film simulation. So I really want to hear the story about why they actually produced a new film simulation and why they're actually producing it for the X-Pro3. So a lot of interest in this camera in terms of it coming out with a lot of unique things. Whether or not it's good, that remains to be seen, but a new film simulation will be welcome, because it could expand upon what we can do with JPEGs and also RAWs. And I'm also really hoping that with the major firmware update for the X-T3 and the X-T30, we're going to be getting that film simulation for those camera systems as well, and not just camera systems going forward, because it would be a major bummer not to have it in the X-T3 and the X-T30. I'm definitely looking forward to figuring out whether or not they're willing to do that on September 20th, which is Friday, which is probably the day that you're going to be watching this video. So hopefully that film simulation will be going out and it'll be retrofitted into existing camera bodies, or at least the newest ones. The last rumor that I want to talk about for the X-Pro3 is the ability to actually edit the RAW files in camera so that you can actually convert it to JPEGs. That's what I'm going to assume. And again, while I like the feature and I definitely like the way that they're handling it, I'm kind of curious on why they chose the X-Pro3 to deliver this type of feature, because again, we have that strange LCD design. If there was actually like a double LCD design and you're allowed to edit that photo, it would make a lot of sense, because you can view it on one LCD panel and you can use the touchscreen and edit on the other one. That would be something that's really cool. But honestly, for that type of feature, I would expect it to be on a camera with a really large LCD screen like the A7 that they introduced, because that camera is designed more for the modern user. In other words, the smartphone users, where they really do want to be able to take the picture and edit it at the same time. Having a larger screen obviously is going to be very useful if you're going to be editing straight in camera and then being able to export out. I'm just kind of curious on why they chose to do it on the X-Pro3. Now obviously it's a premium camera, it's going to have the latest generation of processor, so it probably needs a lot of that in order to make it work, but I would think that that type of feature would go into a more modern camera body design. In other words, larger screens, maybe multiple screens, maybe something that'll work with your smartphone. But again, really love the feature. Let's hope there's going to be a great implementation of that in the X-Pro3. So there's definitely a lot of cool things revolving around the X-Pro3. It just remains to be seen if it's actually going to integrate together really well and making it a really great camera. Because right now it feels like there's a bunch of neat things bolted onto the camera, but it doesn't feel very seamless. It doesn't feel like there's an intent to that camera that I can actually just focus in on and relate to. It feels like a camera design that's trying a whole lot of new things, and it's hoping a couple of them will stick. But hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully the advertisements and the presentation when we actually unveil the X-Pro3 will kind of give us an idea of what all these new features are for and how it's intended to be used. So those are all of the rumor bits that I want to talk about. Keep in mind on September 20th, which is tomorrow for me, Fujifilm is going to have some major announcements. So we're really looking forward to see if there's going to be any new lenses to the roadmap, firmware updates, camera body updates, whatever they're going to announce. I'm definitely going to try to make a video for that, especially if we're going to get some really great firmware updates for the X-T3 and the X-T30 or any of the existing bodies, because I'm really looking forward to seeing some new functionality flowing into the existing camera bodies. So until next time, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you hopefully Saturday or Sunday for another video.